County. We are expecting this to move to the east here, and it does have a forward speed of, I believe, about 40 miles per hour. That's what a lot of these storms have been doing here. Let's see, National Weather Service saying that it is 40 miles per hour, rather. So this will be marching itself off into Pontotoc County and eventually towards Tupelo as we roll over the rest of the evening hours. So overall, Ron, I think we're in pretty good shape as far as this goes. Obviously, it's a tornado warning, so of course we're going to do we're going to cut in with this here. But I think this is about to become a little bit more of an issue for those areas a little bit closer to Tupelo and even into New Albany than necessarily right on top of us into the Action News 5 coverage area.
Yeah, this still has the potential to really blow up once it crosses that Mississippi-Alabama state line. So we are going to continue to watch it. But we still have a tornado watch in effect for a good portion of northeastern Mississippi. Earlier today, as Eric and I were tracking storms, we talked about this area right here. The Hardeman, McNary, Alcorn, tip of Benton County area, Lafayette County. That was the area that seemed to be the sweet spot for the stronger storms, and that's kind of been the case throughout the day today. Memphis and Shelby counties fared very well in all of this activity, with yet again another first alert weather day, and the Memphis metro being pretty much untouched with nothing more than just some rain with a little wind and a little thunder. This is going to go until 8 o'clock, but I do believe these storms are going to exit the area well before that. By the way, we have the live finale of The Voice tonight. I can assure you we will not be interrupting that. The severe weather will be out of here. So if you're a fan of The Voice, that should go off without a hitch tonight here in the Action News 5 coverage area. But right now we are preempting Wheel of Fortune simply because we've got this tornado warning right now. We can't let our friends in Lafayette County, as well as Union and Pontotoc County, go unwarned without this storm. So let's take a look at what's going on here. There's a lot of activity within it. First of all, the lightning counter. There's a tremendous amount of lightning just within that view, about 176 strikes of lightning. That's also an indicator the potential for hail within the storm itself. And look at this. Little of anything in the way of hail associated with that. Really, I think this is a heavy rainmaker, and because we've got some strong wind coming in out of the south, we're seeing these little inflow notches on here. But rainfall amounts right there around southern Lafayette County, close to 1.5 inches per hour. You get close to New Albany, Mississippi, it's coming down just over 1.75 inches per hour. So there is a lot of very heavy rainfall in there, but there is also a lot of what we're dealing with right now in the way of just a southerly flow. Strong south winds are still in place there, but this whole cell moving off to the east, and when you get that, well, it can allow these cells to just basically start to spin. And right now what we are seeing is the potential for an inflow notch that's really just riding right there along the Lafayette County border and right there along that line. So that is what we're looking at right now. I want to check out the spectrum width for the potential for the stronger winds, and you can see it. So this is an indication of turbulence. You've got warm air ascending, you've got cold air descending, and in close proximity makes for bumpy conditions and some stronger winds. And you can almost see it, or you can see it right here. You see that little area right there? That's where we're dealing with the strongest winds. Now, we've also got some pretty strong winds right here around Pontotoc, too. Those are just windy conditions, but this is an area that could be providing some straight line winds that could do some damage to southeastern Lafayette County. So I'm going to track that off to the east, and that's a general movement. I may be tracking a little too fast, Eric. I think I was tracking that at about 50 miles per hour. Storms have slowed down a little bit to what, 40 miles per hour overall? So look, I'm giving you I'm tracking this at 50 miles per hour. So Banner, 636, that's a few minutes probably sooner than it is going to actually get in there. It's
hey, Ron,
closer to 640.
Don't forget, right now it is 6:35 right now on the nose, so I bet that's in Banner right now.
Yeah. So that is definitely making its way in Banner. So Sarepta right around 640, Matthews 647, Buckhorn 652, and Algoma at 657. But right now, this whole cell itself dropping a lot of rain, and you've got that little inflow notch that's right. This little area right here, you can even see that yourself. You don't have to be a meteorologist to know that there is some circulation going on right there within that. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I'm going to adjust the speeds on my track. Eric, I'm going to toss it over to you to see what you're seeing. I do see what looks like a pretty decent little area of wind that could be producing some straight line wind in there, huh? Little Boeing segment?
It seems like it's trying to a bit, Ron. And, you know, just as far as the overall rotation itself goes here, this is just to the south of Tula into far southeastern portions of Lafayette County, right near the Spring Hill area, County Road 442, County Road 499 rather, County Road 462. Over into Hoedown Road, into Union and Pontotoc counties. That's a new one here. Good idea to get to your safe place right now. That's in Pontotoc County more specifically. Randolph, good idea to get in that safe place right now. And this is going to be marching itself over into the Tupelo coverage area here rather shortly. Once it really does start to cross those county lines from Lafayette County into Pontotoc County, and it seems like it's actually trying to sneak down to the south a little bit here. If I put this on just a little bit of a if I rock this sort of back and forth a little bit, it seems like it's trying to, maybe it's sort of clear itself out even a little bit of touch too. So keeping an eye on this right now. Worthwhile to note as far as this tornado warning is concerned, let's see, do they have any sort of hail attached with this? Because, you know, obviously a tornado warning, it's pretty self-explanatory as far as a tornado goes, but this also could have some quarter-sized hail embedded within it as well. National Weather Service noting that over to Yalobusha County, they're about to remove Yalobusha County from a severe thunderstorm warning here, and that doesn't come as a surprise. So if you're tuning in here right now, yet again, really throughout the majority of the Mid-South, sunshine, it's been able to develop itself rather nicely here. We're seeing some pretty solid weather conditions, a lot of sunshine for really just about everybody at this point here. So, Ron, this is just confined to the very southeast corner of Lafayette County more than anything else.
I want to look at that visible again. You can really see, can you zoom in a little tighter on that area? You can see those clouds bubbling up. And that is, it's the atmosphere just kind of bubbling because you've got warm, moist air that is being forced up, mixing with that colder air aloft. And you can almost see the intensity of it right there. Look there around Thaxton. That's where you're getting those higher cloud tops and the potential for the stronger storm. So the higher in the atmosphere those clouds go, the greater the probability that you're going to be dealing with strong to severe storms. The good news, this is just about to exit Lafayette County. That's going to take it off to the east into the Tupelo viewing area. But right now, officially, we still have the tornado warning that remains for southeastern Lafayette County as a result of that cell moving on through. And you can see it's tracking through pretty quickly, but look at that. Still trying. And Eric, there were almost 3 distinct areas. Do you see that?
Right, we were talking
notches.
And we were talking about that earlier when this had been really more centered over Lafayette County as far as there being sort of 3 notches that were embedded within here. Unfortunately, 2 of them have moved out and 1 is getting really close to moving out of the area as well. The general area that we're keeping the closest eye on right now, I thought that was going to circle that here. Hopefully, there we go. This is really where we're keeping the closest eye on right now. And Ron, this is obviously knocking on the door now of moving into Pontotoc County. So it is marching itself to the east here rather quickly. The thing is with this too, I wouldn't be surprised if this does become a confirmed tornado. I don't want to push that. I wouldn't be surprised if they keep riding this tornado warning further to the east as it gets closer to Tupelo. And it's going to be rain wrapped too, even if we don't get a tornado on the ground. Yeah,
and folks that are in Algoma, Pontotoc, if you're anywhere in between those 2 communities, you need to be in your safe place right now. If you're in southeastern Lafayette County, if you're right there on that county line, you need to be in your storm shelter right now. Active tornado warning at this time, Doppler radar indicated, but at the same time still has a very distinct tornadic structure to it, and we are still seeing some pretty good indication of a decent hook within that cell itself. So now I'm tapping into the Columbus radar. We're a little closer to it. Let's see if I can put some features on here for you to give you a better idea of where this is going to go. I want to put a new track on this and just show you that's the area right there. That's that little inflow notch. That's what prompted the National Weather Service to issue the tornado warning. I'm going to extend it just east of the polygon. It's going to take it well outside our area, but just to give a first alert to anybody who may be watching, we've got folks that are watching on Facebook, YouTube, all of our streaming platforms. So you can watch us anywhere in the country and the world for that matter. 655 Pinnell, 702 into Algoma. Then it's going to move into Pontotoc at about 706. 7:11 in Chihuahua. It should move into Enville right around 7:18, then 7:23 into Sherman, 7:27 Old Union, and 7:31 into Tupelo. So that is that area of rotation, that very distinct inflow notch right now that we are watching, prompting the Weather Service to issue the tornado warning. Again, this is going to remain in effect for Lafayette County, for Pontotoc counties, and Calhoun County. That's going to remain until 7:15. But really, right there along that Calhoun, Lafayette County line is where we're seeing that inflow notch. And you've got a great view of it right there, Eric. It's almost textbook looking.
Yeah, this is pretty impressive, honestly, what's coming across right now for the look of it.
And it is rain wrapping.
Yeah.
Look it out. Check that out.
I was being careful not saying a rain wrap tornado, but I mean, I think it's starting to become a little bit more evident here as this does scoot itself off to the east here. So as far as some different areas that are over there, you have the Piney Grove Baptist Church over along Boy Scout Road to the east, Waldo Road. We're pretty much keeping a close eye on this area that is near the intersection of Calhoun, Pontotoc, and Lafayette counties here. Let me turn around and give you a circled area, but I'm sure you could probably map that one out here to yourself. This is the area that we're keeping the closest eye on right now. Over towards Quinn Lake or Ginn Lake, into Denla Road, into Pickens Road, along Highway 9 near the Reynolds Chapel. Those are just a couple of areas I want you to get into that safe place right now as we start to move a little bit further to the east here. And the South Pontotoc Grocery Store, good idea to get into that safe room too, as well as at Springville Baptist Church. If you live in those general areas or if you're close to that area, good idea to put as many walls between yourself and the outside world. Get into that safe place. You hear us talking about it all the time. Try to get into that interior portion of your house, the bathroom, a closet, something like that here. Good idea to do so, because when it comes to tornadoes, obviously they're going to turn around and hit the outermost areas of a house first, or just a building first. And if you could put yourself in the middle of that, or the middle of your house, you obviously are in much better shape here. The good news is Doppler radar, it is quiet right now. Sorry about that, folks. The good news is right now we are still seeing some better weather conditions throughout the vast, and I mean the vast majority of the Mid-South, except into southeastern Lafayette County. I wouldn't be surprised if we do end up maybe once this kind of clears itself out of Lafayette County, I think we're going to be smooth sailing here as far as the rest of the evening's concerned here, and that should be in the matter of just a couple of moments here. National Weather Service, Ron, saying that the storm in Lafayette, Pontotoc, and Calhoun County does not look as impressive as it once did here, so that's a good sign, I guess, from their perspective here, but it still looks like it has a bit of a hook to it.
Yeah, and a quick pulse up, quick pulse down with these. And I got to tell you, because the rain is coming down so heavy, it can really help to weaken that storm quickly as those downdrafts come in and that colder air comes in and just kind of kills the storm. But you were looking at it a moment ago, and I want to take a closer look at it once again, and I want to give it a little 3D slice, because we were talking about this potentially being rain wrapped, and it looks like it is just about to exit Lafayette County.
Agreed.
All right. So I want to just put a little slice on this area right here. All right. So there's our inflow notch. I'm going to slice it right along here, and we should be able to look right into that. And look, that little area right there, there's that inflow notch. Maybe a little tough for you to discern, but at the same time, there's rain all around it.
And the National Weather Service saying that they are going to cancel the tornado warning, but the severe thunderstorm warning there will remain.
All right, I tell you what then, with that in mind, let's do this. We're in good shape.
Agreed.
This is now any tornado threat. There is no longer a tornado threat for Lafayette County. You are clear. Pontotoc County, Union County, you need to stay weather aware. You're just outside of our coverage area. Tupelo is covering that. The rest of the Action News 5 coverage area in great shape. Alcorn County, you are fine. We got about 15 minutes left for the last half of Wheel of Fortune. And I tell you what, I'd like to get you to your regularly scheduled programming as quickly as we possibly can. Eric, any final thoughts on what we're seeing?
Looks like on your map it's canceled now, so we're good.
Yeah, good deal. So the tornado warning now canceled. So a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings out there. We're not going anywhere. We're going to continue to watch it. But let's get you back to your regularly scheduled programming, and Wheel of Fortune already in progress.